Hi guys, and welcome back to a new episode of Grenzenlos, your dance podcast. I'm here with Denisa today. Thank you so much for making time. But before we're jumping into the episode, guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button on YouTube or to follow, or both, to follow us on Instagram as well. That is currently the best way to support me, to support this little project, to I don't know, spread some love, spread some awareness, share some knowledge. And yeah, also, of course, make sure to follow us on Instagram. You can see everything linked down below right now. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Music, make sure to head over to YouTube as well so you can go watch the video to see the amazing picture we currently have, because it's totally visible that we're currently in different time zones, because Denise, you're in Slovakia right now, right? In the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm in Lima, so I think that's pretty visible. I have lunch here and she already has night, so that's gonna be a nice one. We're gonna be talking about her biography a little bit. We're gonna be heading over to topics like expanding consciousness and awareness, critics on oneself, the rules we have in our society, so not society, yeah, society, dancing, like both. I think we're gonna be like flowing with that conversation. And yeah, I would like give the word to you so you can introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I am Denisa Mzungu. People call me Mzungu, but my real name is Denisa Mzungu, actually.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, Mzungu it's just it's a word that means basically people use it for foreigners, tourists, or white people that are in Swahili-speaking countries, which is Kenya, Uganda. No, well, Uganda maybe, yeah. So I was in Kenya in 2015 and everyone called me Mzungu. No one called me Denisa. They were just like, hey Mzungu, come here Mzungu. And that time I was like starting the journey and I thought it would be actually a cool nickname for me as a dancer.
I thought it's your surname. I didn't know. Okay, my name is also not my real name, so I think like we have that in common.
Yeah, so I am from Slovakia. I am based in London and I've been deep into training and teaching modern African dance styles for the past 10 years.
Wow, that's crazy. You were one of the first ones to start teaching in Slovakia, right? Afro dance styles. Like 10 years ago, there wasn't a lot of Afro in general in Europe, right?
Yes, I mean, yeah. I literally started to be interested when it was not such a hype before. So in Slovakia, there was nobody doing these styles. It was just like the salsa, the congresses, like festivals, and sometimes they bring people to do like Angolan animations with kizomba and Afro steps. That was probably like the only thing that was happening connected to African styles. So yeah.
You already mentioned before to me that all started with just one video and 2 years later you already got booked. So you wanna give us that story, because that sounds pretty interesting. I mean, I also was a girl, I was in my sótano. Oh my god, my brain is already in Spanish. The floor that is like under the ground. How is that called? Cellar. I was one of the people who learned.
Yeah, in German, yeah, cellar.
Yeah. I was one of the people who learned with Smet Stefanina, so I totally get what you mean with you just saw one video and you started to dance. So give me your story.
Oh, I was doing like different dance styles, mostly street, from Latin to hip hop. I was experimenting in dance hall and Vogue. Like I did hip hop mostly, but then I felt like it doesn't suit me that much. Like it wasn't so much fun anymore and didn't feel like, like it wasn't exciting for me anymore. And one day I'm just like scrolling through music on YouTube, like looking at music videos and stuff. And I saw Ezine from London just doing like a really sick dance video, which was like she was dancing Afro styles. And I was like, what is this? I've never seen anyone dancing this way. I've never heard this type of music. And it was just beautiful. And then I planned the trip to London. I went to her class and I was just like, yeah, this is it. Like, I love it. I want to know more and I want to investigate everything I can. I want to go to every workshop there is. And that's how it started.
How old were you, if I'm allowed to ask? Like, When
That was in 2014, so I was 20.
10 years ago. Well, yeah, you said before, but you said you were 10 years teaching, right? Before.
Well, not teaching. I started in like 2016 or something like that.
Okay. I just assumed it was about teaching. Oh, crazy. 2014.
Yeah.
Crazy. So,
and there was also in Czech Republic. Sorry to disturb, but I have to be correct. I don't want to dismiss anyone's inputs in my career. But
keep going.
also Janče J from Czech Republic. And she was teaching in this camp, Dance Life Expo in Brno. And I went to their kuduro class. She was teaching with Joseph Go, and they were like one of the first ones in Europe, like doing Afro house and kuduro classes. My love for Afro, like when I went to their workshops, it was always like, I want more.
So you actually
yeah,
did have
it was.
to travel,
I
right?
think it was the same.
So
I did have to travel because
yeah.
it was in Czech Republic, and then they also lived in France, so I had to go to Paris a lot when they were teaching and stuff.
Crazy. So
yeah.
actually, you didn't have a chance to be training in Slovakian home, right? Because you had to travel. There wasn't anything else left to be doing, no? That's dedication.
Yeah, like for everyone who has a dance teacher in their country, like be grateful and take their classes because it's a privilege. You know, like just make use of it.
That's true. I think we might be forgetting that a little bit because I think the generation before us, like before my generation, we already had everything. We had the people teaching, we had a scene, you know what I mean? And I think sometimes people forget that you guys had to build that up. That wasn't here before. So you guys didn't have that. You guys had to really go get the knowledge. You guys had to, I mean, we also do that, you know, to be hungry to go for it, but we have different resources to do so.
You have more resources.
Yeah.
Like everywhere, especially social media. Like before, you couldn't find much on socials. Like it wasn't such a big thing to make videos and record yourself and post it on socials. Like you would really have to like research, okay, who's organizing what, and just like link up. But it was really cute because you linked up with those that are really passionate, and you always saw the same people in every like festival. Yeah,
still happening. Like I have the feeling when I go to Afro intensives, I always see the same people. But it doesn't matter like where in the world, there's always someone I'm like, I already saw you somewhere. I think that's pretty cute.
I love it. Yeah, we're like a big family. Like wherever you go, even in Colombia, if you go to Afro classes, you're like, oh, I saw you there and there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, Colombia was so you went to Colombia already?
Not yet.
Okay.
I hope I'll go maybe next.
I loved Colombia. Colombia felt really, really good. I recommend it, guys. So you started to train, to travel, to do all of that just to get more knowledge about Afro. How was your journey of, you know, becoming a teacher, getting booked? Because now you're
so
a dancer, you're viral, you have a big following now. Like, how did all of that happen?
So first of all, I never wanted to be a teacher. I was never had like intention of, okay, I'm gonna be performing, I'm gonna be this and that. Like it was just fun for me. I like the music was so energizing. I would even if I didn't know the steps, I would be just like doing crazy stuff, like just having fun with it. And the teaching came because I was working as entertainer in a hotel. So I was working with kids. And my friend has a dance school, and he was looking for actually hip hop dance teachers. And he knew I had like experience with kids. So, and I was dancing hip hop for 10 years since I was like 11. And then he was like, can you like prepare my kids and just teach them basics? And I was like, I don't know, like I've never been teaching. And he was like, trust me, you're good with kids, like you're a fun person, you'll be fine. So I actually started teaching with hip hop, and then I was just like switching slightly because it was more fun. So I was just like putting here and there some steps for the kids as well, and they were like, "This is not hip hop. Like, why are you this?" I'm like, "It's Afro. Have some fun with it."
Surprise! We're doing Afro. I love that. I love
And
that.
it's funny because they didn't really like it. They were like, yeah,
They didn't?
like we want hip hop. They didn't like it, no. But now
Kids are so
when like
honest.
everything is like viral and famous, but now like because it's famous and trendy, they, but of course, and they regret not liking it before.
Okay, crazy.
Yeah, that's how I got into it. It
That's
was
how
good.
you started. So it happened by accident, kind of. But I'm happy
Kind of.
it happened that way. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So after the kids, you said like, okay, I want to keep going with that, and you started teaching after. Was there a debate back then about white people teaching after, like generally, or was it just like you started and it was fine?
It was so small, like no one really. Yeah, and also it wasn't so digitalized. It was
Mm.
just a small, group of
Okay. Okay.
kids
Okay.
teaching.
Yeah.
So no, I think it became more around 2020 when like Afro became really big. Like these discussions started to be
Yeah.
more,
Also, when
you
social
know.
media was more, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I get it. I get it. You got booked for your first job already 2 years after you started with Afro, right? What kind of job was that?
it
Maybe
was
it's
for
a
Whiskey.
link. Uh-huh.
It was a concert with Whiskey in O2 Arena in London, and I was just like so happy. But I was also working hard. Like I would go for the castings to London. Like I didn't live in London back then,
I
so I
wanted
would
to
fly
ask,
over.
yeah. Like that was that a reason why you moved to London, or you got the job? No, because you're not that long in London, right? It's like 2 years. Is that correct? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, this booking was like 2017,
Mhm.
and then I moved in 2020.
Okay, 4 years ago. It's already a bit longer.
Yeah,
Oh.
like it wasn't the reason, but of course I wanted to be closer to the community and the opportunities and
Mhm.
all that.
I mean, you built a lot in Slovakia too. I mean, you already had an episode with, shout out to those two, by the way. I'm pretty sure they're watching. They better are. To Adja and Karen, we already had an episode with them where they were telling a lot about the Afro Gang. By the way, I didn't know that the Afro Gang means Denisa's Afro Gang. I didn't get that for quite some while.
I mean, it kind of yes, but also no. It's like a title, like
Yeah,
the,
yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
I know. But like it made so much sense when I heard it. I was like, that's smart. That's smart. You built a lot in Slovakia. What, and then you left to London. Was it easy for you to leave? Or was it oh my God, okay,
it's still hard.
okay.
Yeah, no, but I try to do my best and be still present in the scene.
But you
Also,
visit a lot, right? Because like I have seen you in Vienna in the last year like 2 times, 3 times. I mean, that's in Vienna. So Slovakia, Vienna are like still two different countries, and I still see you. It's like you're traveling a lot, right? So for me, it's not like you're completely gone because you keep going back and forth, right?
yes, and that's what I like really like. I don't want to be like, okay, I did something and I just left, and I also love those people. They've been training with me for so many years, and it's like a really good friends, like a family.
They love you
So
too. I can tell you that. They talk really, really good about you.
oh, I mean, no, really, like I just feel so good with my people.
Mhm.
So of course I come back often.
Oh, that's beautiful. I always say you don't come back to a country because of the country, you always come back to a place because of the people.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But you decided to move for dancing, right? Because of job opportunities, because the job opportunities were better in London than in
To be
Slovakia.
to be real, I also had a boyfriend from London that
Ah,
time.
there we go. That's always the reason why people there we
So
go. Yeah,
yeah,
makes stuff easier, right?
I mean,
I mean, no, it doesn't make stuff easier, but like the motivation to leave your country.
yeah, it's much like it's more comfortable because you kind of have like someone
Yes.
local, like your family. So
Yes.
helps a
Yes.
lot.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. What was your first, like when you were moving? Oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna ask. I'm just gonna ask. Where was there any moment? where you kind of regretted it, or where it was like really really hard because you left your home, you moved to a new place? I mean, you had your boyfriend, but like still, you know, it's a new scene. Did you just go there and immediately you were Denisa, you get jobs, you got classes? How was it? Because you know it can be easy, but it's not easy. It's never easy because we train really hard to be where we are. But you know, sometimes it's just like you go somewhere and it happens. And sometimes you really need to, I don't know, get to know the scene, get to know people, spend 3, 4, 5 months to fight for your place. You know, it always depends on the scene.
The thing is, I've been going to London since the 2014, actually, the first class I came to, and I've been going like twice a year at least to train with patients, home bros, like people in London. So I knew them, they knew me already. So that was really good. Like I infiltrated.
You're like,
but when it comes to teaching, I'm not like I don't think I'm a big name in the UK scene. You know, like people wouldn't think of me like, oh, she's a dancer from the UK. I'm still like Slovakia girl. Like if we do a survey in the world and ask people where is the base, they will say Slovakia.
okay.
So I don't think that's that big in the UK, but also there's so many Afro classes. It's like in the studio where I used to teach in base, there's like 10 classes of Afro styles.
10
Like
different teachers.
that's a big competition as well. So first maybe 2 years were quite challenging, but now, thank God, and I love them so much, I started to build a community of same like gang. And they're amazing. And it's been now a year. No, it's gonna be a year actually. It's gonna be a year in November that we run like closed group trainings where people can like come but commit for a longer time. So no more open classes. Like I'm done with open classes because people can choose from so many in London that you can see them like once in 2 months. And I really want to be in touch with people and see them grow and give them more to, you know,
That's actually interesting.
let them get better.
Like,
So yeah,
it's so interesting, like, you know, because how you approach teaching, and like each teacher, I don't know, like yesterday I was talking with Sebastian, and he was also telling me, oh, you know, I'm kind of not done, but you know, like I really want to have like a close group to really be training with people and, you know, see the same faces to help them grow, you know. So it's pretty interesting. And then there's people who just want to have like open classes in big studios, you know, and don't want to. But both is fun, but it's really really interesting how different we all are and how we approach that teaching, all of that. Yeah.
it's like, I think what makes us more happy, like what gives you the sense of like, okay, I've done a good job. Maybe that's what I want to say. I'm not sure. Like it makes me happier when I see progress, you know.
Maybe also where you have the feeling you have your purpose is more, you know, that you kind of, I don't know, you know, that you actually do something for, I don't know.
Love to connect people. Like I'm happy to see I create friendships for others, you know, like I see people connecting. I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I don't know, like I took your class 2 times, I think. I think it was 2 times. I don't know. Your classes felt really warm, like with a lot of love all the time. I felt really comfortable. Like all the like when you came to Vienna when you were teaching in Empire, I love to take your classes. It always feels good. Yeah. Yeah. So how do you feel now? You're currently not only focused on dancing, right? You also have another job.
Yes, I work in marketing.
Yeah. Because I think that's also kind of interesting to let people know. Because it's often, oh my God, being a dancer, and everybody is stressing about only gaining money with dance. And you're a pretty known dancer. You have a big following. You're like internationally teaching, and you still also have another job, right? Is that because, if I'm allowed to ask, you can tell me. If not, of course. Is that out of a security reason, or is that, you know, because sometimes people also my parents tell me you should have a plan B. You know?
My parents were the same, so there it might be still some influence from them in my head. But I don't want I never want to be like, I don't want to force myself to teach. I never want to be depending on dancing only. I don't, I always want to do it. And if I don't want to do it, I want to be in a state where I can say, I don't want to do it. Sorry, I'm not coming or whatever.
Yeah, I get that.
No.
Like, did it ever happen to you? Because that happened to me. I once was regularly teaching 5 classes a week, and it burned me out a lot. And it just felt like it's like a mass production. I'm just like making videos and making, and it's just like a lot, but it didn't really have, there was nothing behind it, you know? So I also was like, that's not it. I don't know. I gained more money, but that's not it. I don't know.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
When it was only when I used to teach the kids, I was just a student, so I was living with my parents, so I wasn't like forced to teach, but I was teaching a lot, like a lot of classes in a row. You lose your flavor, you lose the fire, and
Yeah,
you just do it
it's not that
because you have
special
to do it.
anymore. Like, not each class can be special, you know? But I still want to, like, if I'm teaching a class, I want the class to feel special to me. I want there's something like, something I have to give away, something that means something. I don't know. And
Yeah.
if you do it too much, I have the feeling this kind of goes
There's
away.
not much time. Like you need a lot of time to prepare so many classes, and
Yeah.
of course you need like a shorter route because there's too much work to do. So I rather have less and put more time in preparing that one thing or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I understand. I really, really do understand.
I think a lot of dancers have this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good to hear for some people who, like, also when I was younger and I didn't know all of that stuff, I was thinking, you stress yourself and you're like, oh my God, those dancers, you can just live from that, and who are like big on social media, and they for sure gain a lot of money with it and all of that. But actually, it's maybe that's just a thought. That's just a thought. I'm just gonna put a thought out there. I don't know, maybe the people who are that big because they're not forcing it so much, but they can do it more freely. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
that
don't
could
have
be
a pressure behind
also
it.
a case. But there's also
The other
people who
ones.
force.
Yeah,
There's also people that force it and make it.
that's true. There's so many kinds of people. Like, there's not one recipe. That's totally true.
Like, remember, it may look all fleshy and like, okay, yeah, she has a big following, she's a famous dancer. That doesn't mean she has a lot of money from dancing. you know
That's true. I think there's like an assumption we make. Oh my God, they're big on social media. I'm sure they have money.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that.
Like, is Instagram paying me? No.
No.
Right, to pay me, I need gigs to pay me.
Yes. Yes. I remember when I saw your Instagram first. I don't remember when it was. It was like already 2 years ago. And I thought, you was like, oh my God, like, she's so big, whatever. And I think I didn't get that you're from Slovakia. I just saw any random video of you. I don't know quite. It was one where you had like a silver jacket, like
Yeah.
all shiny. Do you remember? That was the first video I saw from you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow. That's already some time ago. And I think like a year ago, I realized, oh, you're from Slovakia and you're also in Vienna, because I moved to Vienna, and then before I was like in my bubble on the countryside.
Okay, so you're from Austria, from a smaller.
Yeah, I'm not from Vienna. I grew up in the countryside. That's why I started with Met Stefanina, because I didn't have shit.
Mm.
Yes. Yes, that's how I did it. Do you want to go over to our other topic of our we're talking about, you experience people being really critical about themselves in the Afro scene, pressuring themselves, forcing their growth, if you can put it like that. You want to share your thoughts about that one?
Yeah, so like recently because I've been working with a lot of students from all over, and I feel like people are making it harder for themselves in their own minds. Like, yeah, you have to train a lot and get into it and get the right groove, but when we put ourselves into this point of you're not letting the free fun element of the dance do it it's work, you know, because it's kind of like dance is very natural thing. It's just movement, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, don't be hard on yourself when you're on this journey of training dance, whatever style. Like, be patient with yourself, because we can mess up a lot in our heads with like negative self-talk. And yeah, I just see like a lot of people are worrying about like, because I mean, okay, there's a lot of criticism on like when there's someone teaching something wrong, there might be a lot of comments, negative comments or whatever. Okay, yes, we should share, like teachers should be on point and share the correct things, but as a student you're still learning. I mean, even teachers are still learning, so let's just be more, you know, don't
We
be
can
so
have a
strict.
conversation about it, right? Like, if it happens that in my warm-up I might have been doing an exercise wrong, tell me and I can like correct that,
Yeah,
you know? No need
yeah,
for you to go hate me. Maybe I'm open and I'm gonna listen and accept your suggestion, right? That could also happen. Do you
yeah. I
think
just felt
people...
like people have kind of fear,
Yeah,
you
but like,
know,
I get where it
so
comes from.
like the culture that they are even like scared to enter it sometimes.
Yeah, I think like generally in the dance, I mean, like with Afro, we have other cultural topics, debates about what you know, like there's more stuff to think about than if you just want to go to a commercial class. It's like
Mm,
different. But still I
yeah,
have the feeling like there's certain rules, unspoken rules that people want you to follow, and if you don't do so, mm, and because of the hierarchy we're having, I don't know, do you think people take it too serious?
maybe, yeah. I also feel like when I went to African countries where I like, let's say Ivory Coast, people were not like doing the steps technically perfect. Everyone was doing it with their own little twist. So
Yeah.
like even doing it wrong is okay. You know, if you understand like the idea behind the step, like okay, this means giving milk to the baby, I don't know. Then you know you can just do
That was a random one.
uh, yeah, like yeah, definitely respect the culture, but don't be scared. Just ask, also ask, like, and don't be, even if someone tells you like you was wrong, okay, like can you show me the right thing, or you know, don't be scared.
Yeah.
Mm.
What do you think would be a right balance between, okay, you know, taking the next step, but like being dedicated, learning? But I think like there's certain stuff, like for example, when you're teaching, you're gonna make mistakes, and it doesn't matter how much you train. Learning to be a teacher, learning to teach, you're gonna be making mistakes anyway, you know? So I think maybe you can find a way out of it, but what I know out of my experience, I had to make my mistakes and I'm pretty happy I made those mistakes. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you need to learn how it is to stand in front of the people, to be talking, to be explaining and all of that. So I don't know, what do you think would be like the right balance for people? Like if somebody would ask you, hey, when would I be ready to do that? What would be your advice or your answer?
To start teaching, you mean?
Exactly, you know, because of you need to train a lot and to be dedicated, not to be hard on yourself. But like taking the part, there's unspoken rules. People might there because I think there's a lot of fear of people judging you when you actually want to start teaching, you know?
Mm, yeah.
So getting out of the being confident enough to say, hey, I want to try this now, but like
Mm.
still respecting the unspoken rules, so you're not gonna be cancelled or anything. I think there's some fears that are like linked to all of that topic, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
because of
there's
that.
also there's like also different dancers. There's those that are too confident and are like learned probably steps from TikTok challenges and are teaching a profusion choreo. Uh, but then there is, I know one girl from Hong Kong and she's really good. She's been training so much with different people, going to camps, and she's still like, I don't want to teach. I mean, it's okay, but she's like literally like scared, kind of afraid to teach. Even though in Hong Kong, I mean, there's no one else probably teaching it, so it might be, you
See,
know,
it might
it
be
might
the
be
thing, yeah.
a thing. But yeah, I was just like, oh, because I know it would be really nice for her to teach
Yeah.
and be great from what I saw. But
Mm.
I don't think there's like a strict rule to this. It really depends on individuals. And I think like people should just be conscious of, all right, I think I might be ready. I know a lot of things from different styles. I know about the history. I know about the founders. I've been training for I don't know how long.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or maybe ask your teacher. You know, do you think I'm ready to teach?
I had that discussion with a friend of mine. Guys, head over to the episode with Babsi, Dilara, and Lila. Because we were talking about, because one of the girls was sharing her story that she actually went to ask her mentors, her teachers, hey, do you think I could teach? And
Mhm.
she got her answer. But like the moment she got her answer, she was actually asking herself, why am I searching for confirmation? Because I
Mm,
need to know if I want to teach or not, you know? So I was
yeah.
like, that's interesting because at one side, you're completely right. You need to make the decision. You can say if you feel ready or no. Only you
And
can know. I mean, like skills wise, like that's why I'm gonna ask you, like skills wise, of course, but like you know, like only I don't know. Maybe you have the feeling I'm capable of doing this, but how should other people know that you're capable of doing this because they can't feel what you? I don't know. That's kind of I get what you mean. You can go ask your teachers, but at one side you also kind of need to make decision for yourself. I don't know. What do you think about that? I just
like for me, when I'm thinking, okay, the kids stuff, like I was asked to do the kids teaching, but with Afro, I literally like because I had some friends from Kenya in Slovakia, and they were like, yeah, you should like just let's just gather up so we can kill it at the party, you know? And then we just gathered, like a few people gathered, and I was like, it was just like me showing, and I feel like I'm still doing it like this, like I'm just showing my friends dance moves. And it's not really like, okay, yeah, then you can go deeper with the culture and history and stuff. But as a teacher, like you're just showing them some movements. So
it
that's how I
fosters growth.
started. It was just like really just like friends and
Yeah.
let's just share moves.
But that's a pretty natural way, actually, right? Because dance was born from that, just to be shared with friends,
Yeah.
you know? Maybe it's because of the fact that nowadays it's like it's a commercialized thing. It's a job, you get money from teaching, you know, it's a the kind of responsibility or how it's perceived is a little bit different than just sharing with friends. Because
Hmm.
people pay, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
maybe because of the fact that it's more commercialized, the rules get stricter.
Mm. But yeah, I don't know. Like I never had this motivation of becoming a teacher and making money and being famous. For me, it was like showing the moves to my friends.
Yeah. That's actually
So
so interesting. I don't know, to hear from the people who actually, I don't know, made it in a big way, you know. Nah, I never wanted that. It just that's actually amazing. Okay, I have a follow-up question. Do you think it's just luck for some people to get there? Or do you think it's, I don't know, because someone told me, you know, is it luck that you are one of those people who had the luck to be in the right moment, the right
mhm.
surrounding to end up like that? Because there's many people training hard. What do you think?
Yeah, 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 there was definitely good timing, I would say.
Okay.
You know, there was good timing, and there was also my really like strong passion for it. Was like I would never stop. I would like train in the cellar as well, and I was just dancing until it felt like, yeah, this
Yeah.
is it.
That is true. Maybe it's a
Thanks.
mixture of both, you know, to have the
Yeah.
dedication and all of that. Mm, yeah. Did you like when you were starting out, like you danced other styles before and everything? Was there any like in your whole life dancing? When did you start dancing? Pretty early already, right? Before you started Afro.
I started in kindergarten.
Wow, cute. With ballet? Did you start with ballet?
It was like drama, some movements. I don't even
Okay.
know if it was style. It was just
Oh, the different classes for children you have? Yeah, I did that too.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then like the real style was when I was 9,
Mhm.
and there was Latin styles.
I never did Latin. That sounds so cool. I need to do that. Okay, was there ever a time where you said like, okay, that's it. I don't want to dance anymore? Or did you manage throughout your whole life to keep a healthy relationship with dance?
So actually, when I was like 18, 19,
Mhm.
I left to Italy to work as entertainer that I mentioned before in a
Ah,
hotel, like
so the
dancing.
hotel wasn't in Slovakia.
Sorry?
So it wasn't in Slovakia. You actually went to
Oh,
Italy.
yeah, I was in Italy and Spain. Yeah.
Oh, so you lived there.
So
Oh, great. Okay.
like 4 months, yeah.
Mhm.
So when I left, because I used so after the Latin, I did hip hop for 10 years, and then I left the school, the hip hop dance school, for 4 months to go to Italy, and that's when I was questioning like, do I actually miss those classes? And I was like, no, strange. Like I didn't miss those classes anymore.
Okay.
So
Like
something was happening.
training or teaching?
A training. I was just
Okay.
training there.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's when I realized like something is off, but I would still dance salsa in the club. Like I
Mhm.
would still do naturally move, but
Mhm.
not like take classes.
Mhm.
And that's when I started like, okay, let me try voguing, let me try dance hall, let me try this and that.
So you
And
actually
then
tried out different styles to maybe find your passion again.
again, yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you didn't give up on dance, but you were like, okay, let me search for something that actually fulfills me now or
Yeah,
more.
but I don't think I was even aware. I felt like I was just thinking, okay, I'm not coming back to this hip hop school anymore.
Mhm.
And oh yeah, there's a vocal class. Let me go there. I wasn't like I lost my passion. I need to find it again.
Okay. Yeah. So it wasn't.
It was more
It
random. Oh,
wasn't
there's a
a strategy.
no.
Okay. 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 But like from the moment on that you started working, I mean, you always had your two jobs, right? To balance your life out. Have a life work balance, life work dance balance.
I was studying till 2019, so
You
I
studied
was
marketing?
a lot, yeah, and
Mm.
then working for the past 3 years.
Mm. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, that
Yeah.
actually sounds good. I think like having a good relationship with dance is not the easiest thing for some of
Mm.
us, especially if you want to do it in a more dedicated way.
I
Mm.
think it's better if you also have like other activities, I would say. Like
Mm-hmm.
depending on dance, and then you can like, okay, if you're tired of dancing or whatever on
You
one
do.
day, you want to dance, do something else, and then you will appreciate the dance back again, like
Oh my
when
goodness.
yeah.
What other activities did you do, Bella? What other activities did you do?
Ooh, where should I start?
Let's go.
um I do so many things. I do yoga, I go to
Okay.
gym, I do random, I go to like climbing to the beach. There was this class.
What?
It's
Wait,
called
wait. You said climbing trees?
climbing to the beat.
To the beat. I understood climbing. I mean, climbing trees would also be pretty iconic, to be honest. How do you climb to the beat? It's like,
There's a machine, and you just like, it's almost like you're climbing, so it simulates the movement of climbing, but you do it on the beat.
I don't know why,
It's
but
really
that sounds so
cardio.
monotone. That sounds like, I don't know, that sounds so monotone.
It is, like it's very. There is the beat, but the beat is like always the same.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
but it's just like a cardio workout.
I can imagine. It's like, I imagine it pretty exhausting, but also pretty monotone.
Yeah, but at least there's music. Like if there was no music, it would be very boring. But
Yeah.
the music is fun.
I mean, you
Um,
could do normal climbing, then you don't need music.
too hard. I would rather just hey.
I love you're like a professional dancer. Your body is like completely made for that. We train a lot, but like climbing, no, that's too hard. But like same for me. Like when people ask me Or like nobody asks me. Nobody asks me. But
Me.
to be honest, nobody is asking about that. But like, you know, I'm not a person. I can't run. Like I can't run. Of course, I can run away if I need to run away. Guys, don't kidnap me. But you know, if I like, I'm not a person. I don't get up in the morning and I'm like, I'm gonna go for a run because that's so fucking exhausting for me. But like, if I'm gonna be dancing 4 hours in the evening in the night,
Hmm.
that's not a problem. But running is too exhausting.
Hmm. I get you. I also hated running, but I got into it.
Yes,
Now I love it
you managed.
because it's so monotone.
Mhm.
It really like clears your mind because it's not like because when you dance, you put everything in the dance. When you run, you just like I don't know.
La, 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 la.
It's different, but I like it as well.
Yeah, I didn't get to that point yet. Maybe one day in my life I'm gonna reach that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I try to be active like in different forms. I love even like painting, drawing, but I don't really because I feel like I'm in this rush life in London. I feel like painting would be a waste of time. Like it takes so much time.
No, don't say that. Multidisciplinary artist. That's how we put it.
Also, yeah, I love to edit videos and shoot videos.
You
Yeah.
edit and shoot your videos yourself?
Yeah,
Yes.
some of them. Mhm.
Because I know like when you come to Vienna, you bring your camera.
Yeah.
Because when I see your videos, they always like, of course, like they look pretty professional, you know, professionally shot. So when you brought your camera to Vienna, I was like, is she doing them herself? Like, she does. Apparently she does.
Some of them. If necessary, I do them myself.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. I think I'm just lacking the knowledge of putting the camera in, you know, like doing all the regulations and all of that. I'm a little bit impatient with that. But I think
Mm,
once you get the hang of it, I think it's easier.
yeah, it's easy.
Yeah. I think it's a good thing to have activities besides dancing, because I realized when I went to Colombia that I
Mm,
haven't had a vacation without dancing since years. Like each place that I went to, I always danced. And in
mhm.
Colombia, I was only like, I mean, I was teaching, but like teaching is not training. I don't know, it feels different. So I felt like, okay, I'm not training. And I was like, oh my God, I'm doing vacation. And I came back like after 2 weeks and I had the feeling I was dancing better because of the fact that I didn't dance, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When you have a break, even for me, like
Mhm.
you have not always. Sometimes you get bad and you're like, what the hell? It's like I never danced before.
Wait. Do you think you can get worse? And I need to interrupt you right now. Do you think you can get worse?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, easy. Give me 1 week, I'll be worse.
Because like, you know, my Pilates teacher and me, I'm like, you know, sometimes I'm complaining to her like, oh, I've been sick for 2 weeks, my abs are already gone. And she's like, I'm gonna slap you in your face because girl, that's not how it works. It's not like you make a pause for 2 weeks and everything is gonna go away. And I'm like, maybe you're but it feels different. I don't know, but like
Mm,
with dance, I just feel like I don't know, with skiing or riding a bicycle, you can't unlearn that. You think you can unlearn that? Really?
mm, I feel it on myself, like when I'm sick or something, like when I don't dance for a while, I feel like rusty. I don't know. It takes me
Mm,
time to get back to really feeling thoroughly, like working with my body.
okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
I feel like
Like,
yeah, if I just stop dancing and then I would dance, I don't know, if I do 2 months break, it would be yeah, I would need to like take time to get better.
that is so interesting. Maybe I'm just like, I don't know if I'm so delusional or if I just don't want to believe that because I'm like, I think it would stress myself if the feel, oh my God, I'm not dancing for a week. I'm gonna get worse. And maybe that would stress me too much. So I'm
I
not.
mean, 1 week. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I
1 week
don't
is
think it
not.
happens like that. But I guess what I get the feeling what you mean because like after when you're sick or something, of course your body feels different.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, sometimes it's feeling my muscles when I dance a lot, you know, they're more softer, warmer, and I can adapt faster to the movement and I feel my body more than having a but sometimes after a break and you haven't danced, you feel your body better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes when you like train too much, or when you've been doing a lot and then you have a break to clear out everything and then you get back, it's like fresher. It's like a fresh body and you feel better.
Because your muscles are getting more softer and not the tense from all the training as well. And also muscles are growing while you're taking breaks,
Yeah.
while you're
Yeah.
training.
Holding. Yeah.
So
So
that's actually how my theory does not make sense. Maybe my abs got more while I did training.
but abs is like, girl, if you don't drink water for a day, you're gonna have abs. You know, like it's really relevant on what's in your belly.
Yeah, especially I think like as a woman,
Yeah, and periods and stuff. Like,
yeah, no, forget the abs.
get it, forget
They're
it.
still there. We have muscles. Maybe they're not visible, but they're
They're there and they're functional. That's what matters.
functional. Exactly. But when you went to the gym and did all of that stuff, did you have in mind, okay, I'm training for dance, or did you just go training for yourself? Because I know there's a lot of dancers who are like, okay, I'm going to the gym to improve my dancing.
I think both, because it's common. Like it's connected. If I train for dance, I'm training for myself. If I train for myself, I train for dance.
Okay,
No?
that just took my brain to process. Okay, I get it.
It's the same body that I'm training for.
Yeah, sure.
You know.
Maybe, sometimes people separate it. Sometimes people like life dance, oh, it's just one.
I just feel like, I don't know, when I feel stiff, I like to do yoga just so I can like feel more loose and stretched or relaxed. When I feel like I've been eating a lot, I've been home, I've been lazy, I'm gonna do cardio because I want to get more like burn it, like more better circulation and stuff. Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends.
But you really need to know yourself and to know your body to be able to do that, to know what you need, you need to get to know yourself. Also with nutrition.
Mm,
And I actually think that helps you with your dance because I think like the more body awareness you get, the better you can move as well.
yeah.
And you know what you need.
Like if I started exercising more, like my movement has been better for sure.
Yeah.
And the way I control my body. Yeah.
Mm. Are there certain things that I need to ask because different scenes, Are there
Yeah.
certain differences or especially, stuff that you experienced where okay, the question is, are there any big differences between scenes? Because I don't know, I'm at the other side of the world, and for me, I see stuff here, or I hear stuff, I see stuff, I live stuff where I'm like, wow, we're all the same. It doesn't matter in which place on the earth, all dancers have the same problems. That's like one point that I have. But the other point is like, it's so different. The scene works so different. How the system is working, it's so different. But at the end of the day, for me, it's the same. I don't know. How do you experience that? Because you have seen way more scenes than me, of course, because you're in the scene for more time than me. So I don't know. What's your experience with that?
You want to talk about time-wise how it changed, or how it changes on culture spectrum and countries
Oh,
spectrum?
both. Let's start with the culture and then go to
Culture.
the timers, or like mix it however you want to, but both sound pretty interesting. Let's go.
um, I think the community, like everywhere, we want to just create community that is like respectful and like giving the props to the creators and stuff. And like when I think of random country, I don't know, Croatia, I've never been there, I don't know about the community, but I'm sure there is some passionate people that are building the community, inviting teachers from all over, creating battles and workshops and stuff. And I feel this attitude is everywhere. Like we're still quite small community, we're not like hip hop, so we're like just building it with love. I don't have the feeling that people are going for the money too much, or like I know all the organizers who are doing camps are like paying it themselves and not really making a lot of money.
Oh
So
yeah, I also already recognized.
yeah, I feel like it's still like coming from the heart, which is really nice, like which is really like so loving, like a cute community. And when it comes to people like, you know, people are everywhere, like they're just different. Like even when I compare, like for example, Latin America, like they were the craziest when it comes to support, like the feedback that you get during the class. Yeah, like Latin America, like Mexico, people were like giving me so much hype and they were screaming so much. I've never experienced this in my life, and that gave me so much like energy that I was going crazy. And I was just thinking like, wow, actually thanks to their energy, I felt so good, and my performance was so much better. And yeah, people were just like having more fun, being more you know,
Uh-huh.
rather than in other countries. People are like maybe quieter or like shy or not even asking questions or not
You
like
know Shami, right?
sorry.
You know Shami, right? From
Chami, yeah,
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 because she told me in the episode that I was filming with her that people from Czech Republic, they're like generally culture wise quieter, like the class. It doesn't mean that they don't appreciate the class, they don't like the class. It's just like it's how they are, and I'm like, ah, that is so different. When she told me that, I was like, oh, okay, they don't mean it in a bad way. They're just it's just the culture is different. I think that's like stuff you need to understand to. It's not like some things you might take back because bad in a bad way or good, could be both ways, because you just know them from your culture in that way, but actually people are so different. Yeah, keep going, sorry, I just had to think of Shami. Shout out to this episode, go watch the episode. Okay.
yeah. So like, just people are like different. Like when I'm in different classes, different people, there's different groups. Also, like it could also be just like, okay, if there's one group that is louder, then the rest will go with them, and then it's gonna be a nice, happy, loud crowd. But sometimes people don't know each other, so they're a bit more like reserved. You know. Yeah, it depends.
Mhm.
But Latin Americans are great, great.
I mean, I get it, I'm on the other side of the world because of that, so.
You're the no.
No, but it really depends. It really depends. I have the feeling like, especially if you're longer in one scene, doesn't matter where. So that's why I'm saying it in a pretty neutral way. There's positive and bad stuff about each scene. It's different stuff. It's stuff that's really great here that is Austria is lacking. There's stuff I really appreciate about Austria that they don't have here.
Mm,
Community
yeah,
wise, system wise. It's never a black and white, okay, this is good or this is bad. It's just different with different pros
yeah,
and cons.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to compare it like time wise, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like the community was growing or whatever, the main difference I would say was like these days you also have people doing it just for the content or just for the fame, or they really want to just be, I don't know, they have like certain visions and goals like to make money or to be
Mm-hmm.
content creators or dancers or whatever. But back then, I feel like everyone was purely just dancing for fun,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Do you see that in a
But
bad way? Because I know there's a lot of critics about people and TikTok, and how do you see that topic? Because I
I don't
also,
think if it's bad or good. It's just this is just the difference, you know, like when
it's
it comes to
developing.
and people like training afro. Like, why are you training it?
Mm,
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people actually like it. Maybe I'm just like,
I don't know. I don't know either, because I have the feeling, though, because of social media, because our whole society is developing, we're all heading in a direction
mm,
that is online. It's just, it's the aesthetics. It's a visual art and it's happening online. And when I just talked yesterday with Sebastian, so, like I have some thoughts from that conversation left in my head. And he also said, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how all of this gonna develop, because there's people criticizing, oh my
yeah,
god,
yeah,
TikTok is ruining our like, because there's dance cultures and they're like mixing it and they have no idea, blah blah blah. And he was also saying something about, generally there's not gonna be new cultures because we're more like fusioning currently, because we're all
mm,
more connected, and like the world is the way of how we connect, and it's all more online.
yeah.
And how that's gonna be for the dance scene too, because I don't know, to be honest, our dance is pretty old, but the dancing we currently have, the commercial one, etc., it's not that old actually. It's not that
Mm,
old. It's gonna be so interesting how that's gonna, and I think we just need to go with it because we don't have any other choice anyway. So yeah,
And like TikTok has two sides. Like it's also good because a lot of people start like get to even consider to dance because of the TikTok dances. Like
100%.
never dance if there wasn't some challenge or whatever.
I mean,
So yeah.
we were our sellers learning from videos. They're learning from TikTok. So I mean, that's not
Yeah,
the big difference. It's just YouTube and
yeah,
TikTok, right?
yeah, yeah,
It's just
yeah.
that TikTok is like it's much bigger now. It's more common. It's more known. It brings people together too. So there's both sides. There's both sides. Always when there's a change or when there's something new, there's a good and a bad side, right? But you can't stop the change
Yeah.
most of the time. So who knows? Who knows? What are your thoughts? I also need to ask that one. What are your thoughts? I mean, you're already doing it since 10 years, more than 10 years since you're free. You're dancing your whole life already. So do you actually think that's I don't know. There's also many opinions on that one. Do you think there's I don't know a certain age where the career of a dancer stops?
No. I started following this lady. She's in LA.
Miss
And
Kim Hale. It's her, right? Kim Hale?
probably short hair, short gray
Yeah,
hair.
yeah, yeah. Tall, dancing heels as well. I know who you mean. Me too.
Such a good example of this. Like she just had a breakthrough in her like 60s or 50s. So good.
Yeah.
It's just the society that's like, oh no, you can't wear this, you can't do this because you're older now. No, if I want to do it, I'm gonna do it,
I'm
and
gonna
then
fucking be doing it. Watch me.
exactly, watch me smoke it.
Yeah, but for real, I
So
think especially also if you think about it like that, she has a niche in a scene that has
yes,
barely competition.
mm-hmm.
That is so fucking like that's the marketing student out of me speaking as well. But that's like actually so fucking smart because she has value to the market. Like it's not, that's commercializing it again. It's about art, I know, but like if you think about it like that, that's making her pretty unique and it's yeah, she has a value because there's not a lot of competition.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love to see, and yeah, like movement is so good for older people as well. So why not to dance until we die?
Yes. Let's go. Love that. Let's slowly round up this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is
Let's round it.
Mhm. Okay, let's
What
go.
did you say?
Yeah, I said that.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
um, is there anything left that you want to bring up in this conversation? Low. Is there anything left you want to bring up in this conversation? Is there something you want to give away for our listeners? Is there anything specific you want to point out again from all of this talk we had? Is there something specific or something that's close to your heart that you want to give away for the scene? Hit me.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, where to start? No, I don't know. Let me think. I would say, like, don't be guided with material things. This is so cliche. But now, I don't know, like, I feel like, especially in London, people live so much of, like, okay, I need to make money from this and this and that, and I need money and money, money, money. But if we do it with the goal of money, the journey is going to be harder. If you just have fun with things and the things are just gonna happen naturally, I think that's like it's better to have fun in life. Let's have some more fun, guys. Also, when you come to class, like come with the mind of I'm here to enjoy myself. Don't telling yourself like not to criticize yourself too much. Don't be hard on yourself. Just do what you can and enjoy the class.
Have fun,
Yeah.
guys. That's the friendly reminder for today.
What is it?
The friendly reminder for the day to go have fun
Mm,
in your life. Okay, my last question. It's the typical one people already know. What's the most random emoji you're using? You already know because you watched the episode with Aja and Khaled, right?
I didn't remember this one.
No? Okay, then
I don't remember.
never mind. What's the most random emoji you're using?
Random emoji
Random.
I'm using. Should
Yeah.
I check? I don't remember.
Yeah, of course you can go check. I'm gonna be waiting. You can go check. Don't give me a red heart. I want something random. And she just disappeared into the dark, guys. That just looked amazing on the video. So guys, little advertisement break. Watch the YouTube video. There we go.
Oh.
It just looked like you
Okay, I think
You get it?
yeah, I'm just looking. I think it's the guy, you know, the guy with the mustache that's dancing.
The one that's making this? Ah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah. For what do you
random.
use that one?
Why do I use it?
What?
Why do I use it?
I barely use that one.
Really? Okay, so it's rare enough. Okay, I thought
Yeah.
people use it.
I mean,
I don't know, for me, it's like that kind of emotion. Like, I don't know, like something fucked up, like I lost the train.
That's how
Like,
you use it.
I don't know.
I mean, I know people using it for dancing, you know, like using it as a dance emoji, but oh, I just lost the train. I just missed my train. I never saw it in that context.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, let's go for that one. So, guys, if you've listened to the whole episode, what I hope you did, otherwise you wouldn't be hearing this right now, go to a post that we have with Denisa, doesn't matter which one, and comment that emoji so we can see who of you guys listened to the whole episode. Let's spread some support, some love, some for watching. Is there anything left from your side that you want to advertise for? I mean, of course, your Instagram has been linked down below the whole episode. Is there anything left that is currently going on that you want to advertise for? The Afro Gang is also linked down below, of course.
Okay, so yeah, I wanted to say Afro Gang. Follow the
sorry.
Okay. Stay tuned.
Okay, amazing. So, guys, yeah, the best way to support this project, you already know, is to go hit the subscribe button on YouTube to give us a 5-star recommendation if you feel like it on each platform, of course, wherever it's possible. I know it's possible on Spotify, and yeah, to follow us on Instagram. Thank you so much for making time, Denisa. You shared a lot of valuable knowledge. Is there something you want to say more?
I'm just saying
thank you. Okay, I thought you're preparing yourself to say that. No, thank you so much for doing this, for sharing the knowledge, for making the time. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I hope I see you soon again here on the podcast. And yeah, have a nice day, guys, and thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Thank you so much.